Good morning, students. In our previous lecture, we have started discussing about the mole concept. That was the introduction about moles. Today we would be covering about the concentration terms, different concentration terms, molarity, molality. So the main numerical part would be covering in this video, and we have discussed this formula of number of moles in our previous class, that is given mass by molar mass. Today we would be continuing, and the different forms of our numericals on moles we would be covering that. For example, just one numerical we have done in our last class. For example, to understand this concept more, like for example, there is a question: find mass of hydrogen atoms present in 32 grams of methane. Now methane, first of all, methane, the formula of methane, that is CH4. Everybody is knowing that, CH4. Now 32 grams of methane, we are not knowing the number of moles of methane. Indeed, they have given you the mass. From this mass we can calculate the number of moles of methane. First of all, the first thing we have to do is to calculate number of moles. Now you know, in 1 mole of CH4, by the formula you can see there are 4 moles of hydrogen atoms, we can say. In the formula CH4, if we take 1 mole of total CH4, there are 4 moles of hydrogen atoms, we can say. And now they have given you 32 grams of methane. 32 grams of methane. First of all, calculate number of moles. Number of moles is given mass by molar mass. Given mass they have given to you 32 by molar mass. By molar mass you should know, I have told you earlier also, carbon 12 plus hydrogen is 1, so 4 into 1, that is 16 is its molar mass. So 32 by 16 we can say, and then this is 2. The number of moles of methane from 32 grams we can say there are 2 moles of methane. So in 1 mole you see there are 4 moles of hydrogen atoms. In 2 moles of CH4 there would be 8 moles of hydrogen atoms. Now what they are asking, find the mass of hydrogen atoms. Now they are not asking how many moles. Now they are asking about the mass of hydrogen atoms. So if we see, there are 8 moles, 2 moles are there in 32 grams, 8 moles of hydrogen atoms are there. So in number of moles, again the same formula, given mass by molar mass. Number of moles are 8 of hydrogen, then X we would be taking, they have asked you mass of hydrogen atom, and the molecular mass is 1. So it comes out to be 8 grams only. So mass of hydrogen atom in methane, in 32 gram of methane, is 8 grams. Now moles we have equated, you can see we have equated moles by molar mass. Now we would be combining moles with volume also. For example, we can say 1 mole of any ideal gas at STP, that is very important, at STP occupies 22.4 liters. At STP, first of all, 1 mole of any ideal gas at STP, what is standard temperature and pressure? By the standard temperature and pressure, you should know temperature should be 273 Kelvin and pressure should be either in atm 1 atm or 760 mmHg. So both are the units of pressure only. So these are the conditions at which 1 mole of any ideal gas will occupy 22.4. In previous class we have discussed that in 1 mole of, like for example in 1 mole of hydrogen atom, or in 1 mole of oxygen atom, that would be equated with its molecular mass. That can be equated with its molecular mass. Now in this part we would be equating our moles with the volume. At STP they will occupy 22.4. Molar volume can be equated in terms of liter or in terms of, we can say, decimeter cube, that is equal, or in terms of, we can say, milliliter, that is 22,400, means 22,400 ml, or we can say 22,400 centimeter cube. In any of the unit it is the molar volume. In liter or in any decimeter cube it is the same. Now this would be, this you can understand with help of an example. Again, see, if the question comes out like find the volume occupied by 3 moles of CO2 at STP. Now the volume occupied by 3 moles of CO2 at STP. You know, in 1 mole the volume would be 22.4 liter, and now in 3 moles we can say, you know, by unitary method, or easily you can say as in 1 mole there is this much, and in 3 moles into 3. So this is a simple question that you should know. This you should know mainly, कि 1 mole can be equated with 22.4, then 3 mole, 5 mole into 5 into 3, any of them. So by this we can say our number of moles. One formula, again one more formula we are discussing, number of moles. Easily we can say that is equal to volume given by molar volume. Same way like given mass by molecular mass, that we have discussed it earlier. Same way this type of exam, this formula you can also make or you can use. Now the next question on this part only, for example, find number of moles of ozone gas present in 5.6 decimeter cube of ozone gas at STP. Now again find the number of moles of ozone gas present in this much volume of ozone gas at STP. Now you know number of moles is given volume by molar volume, you can say. So given volume 5.6, the molar volume you know 22.4, or this way also we can say, like for example in 1 mole there is 22.4 liters, and in this much number of moles there, in 5.6 how many moles would be there. So this comes out to be 0.25 moles of ozone gas. So this is for again the next formula, or you can use that one also by equating, like for example in 1 mole there would be 22.4 liter, and in like for example they have given 22.4 in 1 mole, 5.6 in how many moles. So both way they can give you, so no need to be confused by this formula also, or by unitary method also you can find out. So another one more example on this part only. If they have given you find the volume of 8 grams of oxygen gas. Now 8 gram mass is also given and they are asking you about the volume. Number of moles are not given, so with the help of number of moles we can calculate the volume. Number of moles, first of all, you know, given mass by molar mass, and oxygen, you know, 16 is a molar mass, 16 into 2, that is 32. So we would be directly doing it. That comes out to be 0.25 moles. Then number of moles you have, you know, now 0.25, that comes out, that would be fixed. And another formula also, volume, given volume by molar volume, that they are asking you about that. Now 0.25 you know, molar volume you know, given volume you have to calculate 22.4, we have discussed it earlier also. So given volume, that is 22.4 into 0.25, that comes out to be 5.6 liters. So the volume in 8 grams of oxygen gas is 5.6 liters. So this was some basic concept on mole concept. This all was. Now we would be switching to our some important concentration terms, in which directly we have to use the formula, or the formulas are given and you have to just remember that, and then you have to solve the numerical, and numerical part just comes on this concentration terms. Concentration terms. Concentration terms usually are used in the chapter of solutions, and solution, by solution word you understand it by, for example, by making a solution you have to use a solute as well as a solvent. Both of them should be there, that gives you a solution. So the concentration terms which we would be covering would be weight by weight percent, then volume by volume percent, then weight by volume percent, then parts per million, then mole fraction, molarity and molality. In today's class we would be covering all these concentration terms. We would be understanding the meaning, simple meaning in any numerical. From these part you can solve easily if you will understand this part. Like for example, a simple thing, for example, you are having like from 98 grams of H2SO4 in 54 grams of water. They have given you this. By this part you know what is solute and what is solvent. The thing or the part that is less in quantity would be solute, and the thing that is more in quantity would be solvent. And by looking at both of them, that is 98 grams or 54 grams, we cannot judge which is solute and which is solvent. So for that case, don't say that this is more in quantity, this is solvent, this is less in quantity, this is solute. You have to see by calculating number of moles. This is the first part, that is the important part. You first find out the number of moles. Like for example, 98 grams of number of moles of H2SO4, if we say number of moles 98 given mass, and the molecular mass you should know 2 into 1 32 plus 16 into 4, that comes out to be 98 again. So that is 1 mole. And then for water, if we have to calculate number of moles of H2O, what we would do, 54 is the given mass, and for H2O the molar mass would be 2 into 1 plus 16, that comes out to be 18. So 3 comes out to be 3 moles. So this 1 mole and this 3 moles. If you see 1 mole or 3 mole, 1 mole is less in number, less in quantity, that would be a solute. If we initially see 98 gram and we say it is a solvent, that would be incorrect. So first find out the number of moles, then decide which is solute and which is solvent. So first thing is that this is 1 mole, less in number, this is solute. This 3 moles, this is solvent. Now the next thing, our first concentration term, that is weight by weight percent. First term is weight by weight percent. By this weight by weight percent, we would be understanding it, for example, a solution of NaCl in water is 5%. That is given weight by weight. This is given to you. Now by this thing, you should know weight by weight. What inference you would be taking out? 5 grams of NaCl is present in 100 grams of solution. This statement you should obviously be knowing by looking at this. 5 grams of NaCl is dissolved in 100 grams of the solution. The formula by weight percent is, see, mass of solute by total mass of solution into 100. Now example on this part, you see, if 10 grams sucrose is dissolved in 100 grams water, if they say find weight by weight percent, so what you would be doing, this you know is the solute, this you know is the solvent. So solute, mass of solute, mass of solvent plus solute, you have to use solution. 10 plus 100, that is 110 into 100. So what comes out? That is 10 by 110 into 100. This 100 by 11, that comes out to be 9.09%. That is weight by weight percent. Now coming up to our next concentration term, same way like weight by weight percent, there is volume by volume percent also. Same way like weight by weight percent, it is also same volume by volume percent. Like if we say HCl aqueous solution is 7% volume by volume. So what it says, second one is there. So what it implies is 7 ml of HCl is present in 100 ml solution. So the formula, volume of solute again by total volume of solution into 100. So this is our next formula, and by combining both of them, weight by volume, our third one, weight concentration term, weight by volume percent, if we say, like for example, a sugar solution is 3% weight by volume. What it implies? 3 grams of solute, that is our sugar, present in 100 ml solution. That is mass of solute, by the name only you can judge, mass of solute by volume of solution into 100. This was similar, all the first three concentration terms were similar. Now coming up to the next concentration term, that is our mole fraction. And the important concentration term, this is in fact, that is our mole fraction. See, for example, you are having a solute as well as a solvent. If this is a solute and this is a solvent, so in any of the solution, you know, solute would also be there and solvents would also be there. But in this case, you should remember the solutions can be prepared by using many solutes also, and in mole fraction you should know number of solutes can be more than one also. For example, we would be discussing many solutes can be there. Remember this. But solvent should be one only. This is our first thing which you have to remember. That is, firstly, the solutes can be more, but solvents should only be one. Now for mole fraction, firstly you should know how to calculate number of moles. For example, in this, if A moles are 1, they are giving you the moles only. A are number of moles are 1 and B there are 3 moles. Now if we have to calculate the mole fraction, if simply they say to calculate mole fraction of A first of all. So what we will be doing, moles, number of moles of A by total number of moles. This is the formula. If any component, mole fraction of one component, either solute or the solvent, if you are taking in this, mole fraction of A is equals to number of moles of A. Number of moles of A in this they have given you 1 by total moles, that is 1 plus 3, that comes out to be 1 by 4. And in this question only, if they say to calculate mole fraction of B part, so number of moles of B divided by total number of moles, that is 3 by 1 plus 3 again, that is 3 by 4. So you should remember this, that number of moles, first you have to know how to calculate given mass by molecular mass, and then by knowing that you would interpret in the terms of mole fraction. You will substitute the value of number of moles of B by total number of moles. Total number of moles in this two components, only two components are there, that is number of moles of A plus B. So this would be more clear if we take another example. See, for example, if we are having more than two components also, example we would be taking it after this. First it should be clear to you that if we are having now three components, that are A, B and C, then if number of moles of A are Na, B NB and C it's Nc. If they now say to calculate mole fraction of A, you should know that is number of moles of A by total number of moles, that is of Na, Nb and Nc. Now you should know either they can give you for A, either they can give you for B, either they can give you for C. This, if they will give you for B, you only have to change this part, NB. If they will give you for C, NC. So the main thing you have to remember is that solutes can be more than one also. In this, two solutes can be there, but you have to remember how many components are there. You have to take in the denominator total number of moles. Now you should know first of all mole fraction. Mole fraction, how it is denoted? It is denoted by, can be denoted by, like for example, mole fraction of A. This is called, in many books it is given as X, and also it is written as Na. This is zeta and this is eta. Both ways it is correct. You can write it like this also and you can write it like this. The main thing is that these both denote mole fraction of A. Now see example, if we take an example, this part would be more clear. For example, they have given you there is 40 grams of NaOH in 54 grams of water. You have to find mole fraction of NaOH and water, mole fraction of water. Simply, first of all, for mole fraction, you know you have to calculate number of moles. Number of moles, again you know, given mass that is given to you, and molecular mass. For NaOH, Na 23, oxygen 16, H again 1. So if we add it, NaOH comes out to be 40. So number of moles of NaOH, if we say, or if we write like this, it comes out to be 1. Now for a number of moles of water, how many? Given mass is 54, then molar mass you know that is again 18, that comes out to be 3. So number of NH2O is equals to 3. Now coming up to mole fraction of NaOH. NaOH, number of moles of NaOH divided by total number of moles, that is 1 plus 3, that is 1 by 4. Then for H2O, if we have to calculate for H2O, mole fraction of H2O, number of moles of H2O by total number of moles, 3 by 4. So this is a simple example by which you can understand the main thing which you should know. This is 0.25 and 3 by 4 is 0.75. If we both add up 0.25 plus 0.75, it always comes out to be 1. So if there are only two components, remember that mole fraction of both the components comes out to be 1. So remember this thing. So if you understand this simple example, you will be able to do some complicated examples also. You should try from your NCERTs. So now coming up to next concentration term, that is parts per million. That is a simple concentration term. Only the formula you should know, remember, and by the name only it is clear. ppm. Parts per million. By million you should remember this. This is first of all a small concentration term. 10 by 6 में कितना part solute है, that is there. For example, if we say sugar is 2 ppm in solution, that means 2 grams of sugar in 10 raised to the power 6 grams of solution. This is the meaning of 2 ppm of sugar. So this thing you have to remember, 10 raised to the power 6, the main thing. Now if you have to calculate that ppm, number of ppms, so how would you calculate? Mass of solute again by mass of solution total into 10 raised to the power 6. Again from help of an example you can see or you can understand it by which would make you more clear. Oxygen is dissolved, oxygen gas only is dissolved in water as 8 into 10 raised to the power minus 4 grams O2 in 100 grams water. You have to find concentration of oxygen in ppm. This type of questions comes from this part. So you know mass of the solute. Here solute is oxygen. So mass of the solute they have given to you by mass of the solution. Total solution also they have given you. That is 100 into 10 raised to the power 6. You have to remember this. So 10 raised to the power minus 4 and 10 raised to the power 6. This powers would get added up. That comes out to be 8 into 10 raised to the power 2 and then again 8 ppm. Remember 10 raised to the power 6 only in this part. Now our next concentration term, which is very important, and the name by name also you are familiar about that, molality. The main concentration terms you use in labs also. See, molarity. By molarity, it is nothing but number of moles of solute present in 1 liter solution. Number of moles of solute present in 1 liter solution or in the volume of solution in liters. It is the one and the same thing. For example, if we say molarity of sugar, aqueous form obviously of aqueous solution is 2 molar. This means 2 moles, we can say 2 moles of sugar are present in 1 liter solution. 2 moles of sugar are present in 1 liter of the solution by the definition. Now coming up to the formula, which is also nothing but the definition only, that is number of moles of solute by volume of solution. This is very important in liters. This is molarity. The unit number of moles obviously in moles and liter. So we can say the unit is moles per liter, or you can simply write it as capital M. Now this part would be more clear with help of example only. See, find the molarity of 40 grams NaOH which is dissolved to 50 ml solution. Now molarity by the formula, number of moles of, you should know number of moles of solute. In this solute is NaOH. Number of moles of NaOH, which is 40 given mass, 40 molar mass, 1 mole. And volume of the solution, which should be in liter, and it is given in milliliter. So we will divide it by 1000. So molarity or you can simply write it as 1 also, 40 into if we calculate it, 4 moles per liter, or we can simply write it as 4 molar or 4 capital M. So this was example of molarity. Similar examples are there in NCERT books. You should try for that also. Now coming up to the next important term,